Have you ever seen somebody shaking during breath work, during grief, or having an emotional release and wondering what's happening to the body? Well, a lot of people think that something's wrong, but sometimes the body is actually just trying to let go of that stress, that trauma, that emotion, or that survival energy that we've been storing for years. Today, I wanted to talk about how the body holds stress. So, overwhelm can live in the shoulders, it can live in the stomach, it can live in the chest, in that jaw, in our nervous system. Many of us have been told to just hold it all in, just stay strong and just keep going. But the body remembers what the mind tries to move past. Why does shaking happen? Well, shaking can happen. It's just the nervous system discharging. It's the body releasing that tension, that fight or flight energy finally moving through the body, having that emotional release. And so when the body finally feels safe enough, and sometimes that could take some time before we can feel safe enough to let that energy to move through. And when that happens, the body can look like shaking, crying, of course, trembling, or even taking a deep breath, about those yawning, and just those emotional waves that the body is trying to regulate and release. When this happens, a lot of times people can feel embarrassed. They're just like, what's wrong with me? What's happening? Why am I shaking? Often the body's just doing exactly what it's designed to do. So there's nothing to feel embarrassed about. Think of it as this way, when animals or dogs shake after stress. Humans suppress it. We're used to suppressing it, and that survival energy, it ends up getting trapped in the body. For my personal experience, I wanted to talk about losing my son. I lost my son to suicide 6 years ago. It was actually just his birthday yesterday. And feeling that, that trauma coming up for me yesterday, remembering that tools I used to move through this grief. And I had to learn how to reconnect with myself again. And how did I do that? I did it through breath work. I did it through nature, to simply slowing down and feeling. And I realized healing wasn't about becoming someone new or someone different. It was about really allowing myself to feel again, to feel that sadness, to feel that grief, that heaviness in my chest. I started doing that after watching Wim Hof and his journey, him losing his wife to suicide. I was actually recovering from a full hip replacement, and his story really intrigued me. I started doing the river, going in the cold water in October. I think it would have been November, I think. Yeah, in November. And I remember the first time I went in, and my feet, I could only go into my feet, and my feet were on fire. They were burning. It was like I couldn't feel my feet, and it hurt, physically hurt. But when I came out of that water, I remember I could feel something, right? I could just feel something happening. And I thought, if Wim Hof can do this, why don't I just keep trying? And that's what I did. Every day I went in a little bit deeper, from my feet to my calves to my knees. And it took time. Trusting the process. So the really important part, what I've learned, is to have safety. So releasing these could be really big emotions. And so having it to release in a safe environment is really important. And to have your grounding tools, so using your grounding tools, listening to the body, and remembering not to force anything. Don't force a release. So healing isn't about pushing yourself into those really big and intense experiences. It's about creating enough safety just for your body to soften and to feel. So if you experience shaking, emotion, or release during a healing session, whether it's Reiki, somatic healing, breath work, cold water even, remember that you're not broken, and that your body is just simply trying to let go what it's been carrying for so long. And so if this message helps you, I share more about nervous system healing, about grief, breath work, and emotional wellness here on this channel. If you'd like to watch more videos, please subscribe, and thanks for listening.